Isn't it pretty? But alas, we cannot metal detect on it for various reasons, but we're going to have a look at a few ways you can improve your beach detecting, looking at how to read a beach, where to detect on the beach, and other ways of helping you get your best at beach metal detecting. If you're lucky enough to live on an estuary where you have a big tidal range, check out low spots. Plenty of low spots. You see as the sun starts going darker, there you get high spots. Stand and watch the tide go out. Here's a good example of a low spot. You can see the wet line comes into that low spot there, look. Now worm casts are very useful for finding black sand. Generally worm casts are brown, but if there's black sand below the surface, the worms are going to push up the black sand, which gives you a good indication that there's some shallow black sand and the possibility of some good finds that sit in the black sand. Rocks and boulders are generally good area to detect. If you've got them like this, you want a small coil on. Get in between all the nooks and crannies. Make a visual reference of what's showing in the area and check it every time you come. If you see more showing next time you come, you know there's some sand moved. Gauge the level of sand up against groins. Visually mark the height of sand on groins, you know if it's gone up or down. Old rubble, it's a good indicator that there's old stuff in the area. Sand eroded away, revealing a layer of clay. Finds will usually sit on the layer of clay. Keep an eye on how high the sand goes up the walls. Make a mental note every time you come of the height against walls and features. Then next time you come, you'll know whether the sand's gone up or down. Take a picture, use your smartphone. Summertime is probably everybody's favourite time of the year for beach detecting. The beaches are always nice and packed. Loads of people swimming in the water, well, depending on whereabouts you live, yeah. But my favourite place to go is the towel line. The edge of the water is probably one of my favourites, where parents with the toddlers dipping the fingers in the water and the fingers shrinking and the bling dropping off the fingers. Obviously don't go detecting on the beach when they're all sat there. Wait for them to go after tea time is usually pretty good. Swimming in the water, if you've got the luxury of somewhere where a lot of people go swimming in the water, get your detector, even the Vanquish range of detectors you can go in, as long as you don't get the control box weight you can go in the water, so you can up your game. Metal detecting in the water, if you've got an Equinox or CTX 3030 you can actually go in the water, under the water up to a depth of 3 metres, so you get the advantage of being able to detect where people are swimming. If you've got underwater diving gear, of course you can get out even further. People sat up against walls is always going to be a bonus on a busy beach. They're sat in shorts, trousers, things with pockets, leant up against the wall, all sorts is going to fall out the pockets. So it's a good way of earning a quick few quid working up and down walls. Of course, if you are doing it up against walls, they have got steel reinforced barring which can give off a positive signal. What I've found is if you turn your sensitivity right down, you're only looking for surface finds. So if you turn your sensitivity down, you're hardly going to pick up the wall. Quite a lot of sand washed away along here, look. Look there. There's nearly, I bet it's nearly 3 foot up. 3 foot up there. Nice flat beach. So we'll give this a crack and Buster catches up. Not really bothered if I find out. It's just good to be out. Just taking the sights while I have a puff on the doodad. Ripple sloughs or ripple sand are where a strong current of tide has pulled away some of the top layer of sand. Usually takes a few inches off. They can be very, very productive, but they also hold a lot of lightweight stuff, so you've got to get through the lightweight, the aluminium, the tin can shards and other bits and bobs, but you usually do get some really, really good stuff out of them. You may find some of the older beaches like this one have ripple sand all the way across them, but they are very productive. You look for the black wormholes like we mentioned earlier, you're more than likely guaranteed to hit black sand and the old stuff. A couple of things you don't want to see is this soft slurry sand that's moved away from the main beach. That's where the sand's been pulled off the beach and deposited itself onto the ripply sand. Also seaweed, you see a lot of seaweed, that's where the sea has pushed up everything from offshore, so you don't want to see seaweed either. What you do want to see is lots of these storms. Wind and tide can be your friend. It can absolutely strip a beach bare. This storm, I think it was back in 2018, absolutely cleaned this beach out. It removed feet and feet and feet of sand. So if you've got super high tides, what they call the spring tides, and you've got a good storm, if a storm on this beach comes from the west through to the east, northerly's not favourable, but if it's really high wind, and it's absolutely going to strip your beach. So this is what you want. This is what everybody talks about, a good storm. This one was phenomenal. But just be careful if you do go out in these storms. They can be very, very dangerous. Don't be like me. I did stupid one day and I got absolutely soaked with water come over my wellies. But it's just not worth. It's not worth risking your life or the life of anybody that comes out to rescue you. So don't be stupid. Wait for it to pass and then go out and clean it up. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a comment, subscribe, I'll put a link down there in the description. Until next time, thanks for watching, take care. We'll see you soon, hopefully back out detecting.